Hi, I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative. In this video, we're going to show you the 5 most common mistakes that people make with the Technica AT2020 Condenser Microphone. Now, the price of this microphone, we do have some links in the description below if you want to see the current pricing and specs. When you compare it with the specs, we do have a link in the description below as well with our review of this microphone. Make this microphone extremely popular. It's great as an all-around studio microphone for guitar amps or other instruments. It's very commonly used in things like podcasting or video streaming, live streaming, anything like that. And with those other genres like podcasting and live streaming, oftentimes you'll have people that are new to audio. Maybe this is their first or second microphone. They're using this. They see other videos and they're just trying to mimic what they see. And commonly they will have 5 different mistakes that we see on a regular basis. Now, the first mistake that we see with this microphone is that a lot of people don't know that condenser microphones require phantom power. This microphone will not work unless it has phantom power. The audio interface that I'm using in this video here is the Solid State Logic SSL2 Plus. You can see here that there is a plus 48 volts phantom power switch. So that sends 48 volts down the XLR cable to the microphone, which activates the capsule. If I was to turn that off, this microphone wouldn't get worse quality. It would just turn off. It just simply would not work. This is what eliminates options like an XLR to headphone jack cable to plug it into the sound card or on your computer, or if you're using something like an XLR to USB cable. Both of those options, if you're trying to use those cables with this microphone, they will not give the 48 volts of phantom power that this microphone needs to turn on. So you do need an audio interface or an audio mixer to provide that power for the microphone. Usually there will be a specific switch that you need to turn on in order to send that power to the microphone. Now, the second most common mistake that we see with this microphone is that people don't know that this is a side address microphone. What this means is that you're supposed to speak into the side of the microphone like I am in this video. Now, this microphone has a cardioid polar pattern. What that means is that in front of this capsule where my voice is, there's a pocket here where it's really built to capture the sound from that pocket. So keep that in mind. It will not work as a bi-directional microphone. You can't record from both sides of it. And we'll see here with this demonstration that there is a front and a back as well. If you're speaking to the logo on the microphone like I am right now, that is the front. On the back of the microphone, it actually does say back, but you'll hear it get a whole lot more roomy. And we've even seen people speaking in the microphone like this, as if it's a top address microphone, like a Shure SM7B. Now, this is the correct microphone technique for some microphones, just not this specific microphone. For the Technica AT2020, you really do want to be speaking into the front of the microphone or the side of the microphone like I am right now. The third mistake that we see people make with this microphone is that they don't apply any type of pop filtering. We always recommend using this optional foam windscreen here. We do have some links in the description below as well. So I'm going to put this on right now. What this pop filter does, or this foam cover does, is it really helps with plosive protection, and it helps with some of the more irritating frequencies as well. So what a plosive is when you say something like peanut butter with those P's or B sounds, that can have a tendency to release a lot of air into the microphone, which can like rattle the capsule. You'll hear it kind of blow out. But what this does is it screens the air and it lowers the velocity or the volume of air that's coming right at the capsule, helps break it up so you don't get that plosive right into the microphone. And as well, the foam cover does also add a little bit of dampening on some of the more sibilant frequencies. Things like mouth noise and all that will be slightly reduced with a foam cover like this as well. Now, the fourth mistake that we see people make is not keeping the optimum distance away from this microphone. As a general rule, I kind of recommend keeping about a fist away from the microphone. If you get too close, you will realize that you really do kind of bring in that proximity effect. A lot of people do like the warmth that comes with getting closer to a microphone like this. But again, you do really run the risk of having more plosives, so we don't recommend that at all. We really recommend staying about this far away. If you get farther away, you'll notice that the frequency response just isn't as good. The tone of your recording or live stream will get a lot more thin and wispy the farther that you get away from the microphone. Now, the fourth mistake that we see people make is not using a shock mount. I'm sure you heard all the bumps and rattles when I was turning this microphone around earlier to show the frequency response as you move around the microphone. So something like this can be really handy. What this is the shock mount, and it basically uses a series of elastic bands to isolate the bumps from the microphone, so the microphone kind of floats in this cage. There's a whole bunch of third-party shock mounts available. We highly recommend one if you're using this microphone on a regular basis, especially if you're in a live environment doing something like a live stream or podcast where you're a bit more dynamic. You may or may not be monitoring and hearing all the bumps that are going on. We highly recommend some type of shock mount. It will really help get rid of all those bumps when you touch the mic stand or something like that. Now, we do have a bonus tip for you as well. With this microphone, we highly recommend that you do some sort of treatment in the room that you're using. Since it is a condenser microphone, it is a lot more sensitive. It will pick up things like sound waves moving around in a square room with a lot of drywall. We recommend that you put some type of drape or foam or something in your room to try eat up those reflections that are in your room, because you will hear them with a microphone like the Audio-Technica AT2020. Now, if you're looking for pricing or specs for anything that we mentioned in this video, we have links in the description below for everything that you see here. If you know anybody with an Audio-Technica AT2020 condenser microphone, please send this video to them. We see these mistakes happen all the time, and I think everybody that uses this microphone will pick something up from this video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you took the 2 minutes to just share it with a couple people that you know that use this microphone. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.